Hi, and welcome back to Whiskey and Watches with Nick. I know it's been a while, but thanks for being back with me. Life just got a little too busy for, the important things, unfortunately. But we're back. And we are doing a recession-proof gem of a whiskey tonight, specifically Benchmark No. 8 bourbon. But before we get into this wonderful stuff, we have the all-important wrist check. I am wearing, in honor of the ultimate recession-proof value bourbon, the ultimate recession-proof value watch. Folks, that's a Casio Duro. It's almost impossible that you can get this much watch for the princely sum of $50 US on Yield Amazon. Yet, here it is on my wrist. One of my early purchases a couple of years ago when I was just getting into watches. Obviously a quartz, probably not a JDM, but just a fantastic casual timepiece, kind of my camping watch or outdoor watch, kind of a beater, if you will, but still something that gets some wrist time, even with my collection having changed substantially from this point. Anyways, on to the whiskey. Benchmark No. 8 is a bourbon. The No. 8 is not an age statement, I promise you. It is made by Buffalo Trace, which, as you all know, has some pretty lofty names in it. Well, it has its own namesake, Buffalo Trace, which I don't care for terribly much. More on that later. It also has Eagle Rare, Blanton's. I want to say Weller is in that stable. I believe they own Pappy. Anyways. What we have here is, I've read in other sources, basically the regular Buffalo Trace recipe without any kind of age statement. Breaking Bourbon has this down as being 3 years old, which is probably about right. It is an 80 proofer. I'm going to guess that this is added color, which is fine. Again, this whiskey sells at the corner liquor store here in Washington County, Oregon, for the sum of $13. So yeah, pretty hard to beat. That's why I'm calling it the recession-proof gem. Enough babbling. Let's get into this whiskey. Little cinnamon, little vanilla, some hints of cocoa, come and go, little bit of some sweet fruity note. I'm not sure if it's apple or maybe even like some dark cherry. Not obviously the most mysterious or complex nose, but for a $13 whiskey, I'd say we're doing pretty well with this. Let's get it on the palate. Yeah, more or less what was on the nose, just in a slightly muted form. Maybe instead of the vanilla, maybe I'm getting a touch of caramel. Some more of that dark fruit. Now I'm thinking it's less apple, maybe more cherry or plum. One way to find out. Maybe like a muted candied cherry, which would make sense. It's not an uncommon flavor for a bourbon after all. Yeah, that's really, I think, what you're gonna find here. I'm not gonna dig around for anything more subtle in a $13 bottle of whiskey. This is one of my go-tos every summer. Along with the Dickel, which I've reviewed, I really enjoy this on ice. I have props in this episode. We're getting very sophisticated here at Whiskey and Watches headquarters. So, let's drop a little. I usually do use a jigger just so I have some sense of what I'm actually consuming in the evening, but hey, On ice, not a lot changes with this whiskey. Pretty much the same flavors. One could argue that the cocoa flavor comes through a little bit more on ice, and maybe there's a hint of a little tannin on the ice, oddly enough. But that's basically it. Folks, I've been wanting to review this one all summer long. As I said, you know, sort of overcome by events at a few various stages this summer. Nothing too dire, just the usual life stuff going on, distracting me from important things like talking into a camera while drinking whiskey. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you go out and give this one a shot if you feel like taking it easy on your checking account this summer. And as always, if you've made it this far, I am really grateful. I really appreciate your time and your interest. And in the meantime, until next time, when we go the opposite direction and go up market with something fun and American, stay healthy, stay well, drink your whiskey, wear your watches. See you next time.